どうも、勝手に電力2.0で始めたいと思います。今日1286回目というところで、この City to City Collaboration Program for Zero Carbon Society というところで、C3P っていうところで、そういうようなところですね、お話しさせてもらおうかなと思っていますと。The launch of the Paris Agreement, the world's international framework on climate change. The Paris Agreement was unanimously adopted by Paris at the 21st Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on the Climate Change in 2015. Entering into force in November 2016, full-scale implementation started in January 2020. This agreement aims to keep global temperature rise well below 2 Celsius, about pre-industrial levels, and to pursue efforts to limit temperature increases even further to 1.5 Celsius to achieve the balance between anthropogenic emissions by sulfur and removals by sinks of the greenhouse gases (GHGs) in the second half of the century. In addition, a special report published by the Intergovernmental Panel on the Climate Change (IPCC) in 2018 indicated the necessity of reaching net zero carbon dioxide CO2 emissions by 2050 in order to keep temperature rise within 1.5 Celsius. Under the Paris Agreement, all parties must outline and implement their nationally determined contributions and NDCs. However, even if all current NDCs are achieved, there is a gap of 2012 to 15 C2 CO2e to stay within the target 2 cesium limit, and a gap of 29 to 13 gigawatt ton CO2 to stay within the target 1.5 cesium limit, and indication that targets must be raised further. Non-state actors as the driver of the zero carbon movement, there has been a surge in expectation of non-state actors, NSAs, such as the local governments, private companies, and civil society, in the implementation of the Paris Agreement around the world. Movements to support the action of NSAs have intensified, and their presence in increasingly being felt as they take proactive steps. The non-state actor zone for climate action (NAZCA) established in response to the Lima Paris Action Agenda, adopted at COP20 in Lima, Peru in 2014, to expand actions by NSS, includes the environment of more than 17,000 NSS from all around the world, including 10,640 cities and 2,234 regions as of February 2020. The Climate Ambition Alliance, which aims to achieve net zero emissions, was formed at the Climate Action Summit held at UN headquarters in 2019 under the initiative of Chile, which held the presidency at COP25 at the time that COP25 was held in Madrid, Spain in 2019. 73 countries, 14 regions, 395 cities, 786 companies, and 16 investors announced that they would aim to achieve net zero CO2 emission by 2050. As such, accelerated actions by non-state actors in Japan. In 2019, the Japanese government formulated a long-term strategy based on the Paris Agreement, which called for the creation of the zero-carbon society early in the second half of this century. GHG emissions in Japan have on the downward trend for the past 5 years since 2013. Japan joined the carbon neutrality coalition, a gathering of the countries aiming to reduce carbon emissions to zero in order to express this position on the international stage. Launched in 2017 as an initiative led by New Zealand, this coalition currently comprises more than 30 countries, including the UK, France, Germany, Canada, Mexico, Chile, and Costa Rica. In addition, A growing number of local governments have announced that they will implement actions in Japan to support the aim of achieving net zero CO2 emissions by 2050 in order to achieve the creation of zero carbon societies. Starting with Tokyo, Yokohama, Kyoto, and Yamanashi Prefecture in September 2019, number of parties have swelled to 82 as of March 2020. 17 prefectures, 33 cities, one special ward, 23 towns, and 8 villages. Combined, the mani- municipalities have a population of 61 million, about 48% of Japanese total population, and a GDP of USD 2.9 trillion. Shape and develop Shape of development in cities key to creating net zero carbon society. Cities as a driver behind development today, approximately half of Earth's population lives in urban areas, which generates 80% of the world GDP. However, cities also account for more than 70% of global CO2 emissions. Estimates show that 70% of the world population will live in cities by 2050, meaning that they will play an increasing role in the future in mitigating climate change. In particular, the increase in CO2 emission is significant, and it is safe to say that shape of development of cities in developing countries in the future will have an impact on global CO2 emissions. Around the world, record high temperature typhoons, heavy rains, floods, droughts, and forest fires have escalated in recent years. In response to this critical state of affairs, there are now more than 1,000 countries, municipalities, and organizations that have issued climate emergency declarations. In urban areas, in particular, where the scale of economic and human damage is often extensive, this has created a sense of crisis. Synergy through zero carbon development and the SDGs. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development adopted in 2015. At the same time, as the Paris Agreement contains 17 Sustainable Development Goal SDGs and is expected to create synergy with the Paris Agreement of the 169 targets under these 17 goals. 105 were analyzed as being deeply involved with local and urban activities. Japan's policy to create zero carbon society. The Japan government supports the concept of leapfrog development in developing countries in its to create zero carbon society. To achieve this, Japan must transfer both its remarkable zero low carbon technologies as well as the policies and systems needed to spread such technologies in methods that will efficiently promote zero low carbon development on site at an early age. So it is a graph figure, then conceptual diagram of leapfrog development. So this is a diversity of areas and the high energy locked in the type of development and carbon society. One measure that can be used to accomplish this aim is the Joint Credit Mechanism (JCM), referenced in the speech by Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. And in the country's overseas development strategies, the JCM is being promoted as the centerpiece of Japan climate change policy, as it also helps contribute to sustainable development in the partner countries and cities in which technology, policies, and systems are being introduced. Box 1, Joint Credit Mechanism, JCM. The JCM is a mechanism jointly created and implemented under an agreement between the government of Japan and the partner country government to achieve Japan's GHG emission reduction targets by quantitatively evaluating and understanding Japan's contributions to the reduction removal of GHG emissions achieved through the spread of superior zero low carbon technologies, products, systems, services, infrastructure, etc. And the implementation of policies that can lead to a reduction in GHG emissions in developing countries. The JCM also contributes to the achievement of the ultimate object of the UNFCCC by promoting actions to reduce and remove GHG emissions on the global scale. Japan is implementing the JCM with 17 countries. Mongolia, Bangladesh, Ethiopia, Kenya, Maldives, Vietnam, Laos, Indonesia, Costa Rica, Palau, Cambodia, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Chile, Myanmar, Thailand, and the Philippines as of February 2020. It is Japan's side used to achieve Japan's emission reduction target and leading low carbon technologies and the implementation of mitigation to partner country, Japan to partner countries. The JCM project, MRB methodology, GHG emission reduction removals, and it is an outline of joint crediting mechanism. Concept of the city-city collaboration program. The Ministry of the Environment city-to-city collaboration for zero carbon society program, here in now referred to as the city-to-city collaboration program, promotes leapfrog development in the developing countries. Private companies in Japan that have signed contracts with the Ministry of the Environment and local municipalities collaborate to develop zero low carbon projects in partner cities in developing countries, provide support for the formation of basic system to promote zero carbon societies and support building the capacity. Municipal staff in partner cities. The program benefits both sides by promoting zero low carbon and self-sustained development in partner cities, as well as help to promote private investment. Oh, this is figures. Ministry of the Environment contact two company in Japan and local government in Japan, and they support partner cities or regions with participation of the local stakeholders, private companies, etc., creating zero low carbon project effectively and efficiency and effectively, designing local systems to promote zero low carbon society. For example, climate change action plan and technology evaluation criteria, etc., transferring know-how and conducting capacity building for local staff. And this, in the result, promotion of private investment, self-sustained development of the partner city, transfer of technology to other cities, so zero carbon. So it result in zero carbon societies. What does the city and two city collaboration program entail? In this program, consignees private companies in Japan. However, studies to identify and determine the feasibility of project have infrastructure as well as support for developing systems of the infrastructure that will help create zero carbon society in partner cities overseas are conducted by all stakeholders involved in the project. The Ministry of the Environment's JCM model project scheme is expected to be used in the implementation of zero low carbon projects that have been the subject of studies under the city-to-city collaboration program. The JCM model project scheme provides subsidies for up to 50% of initial costs involved in introducing technologies and equipment that help reduce GHG emissions. However, some projects that have been studied based on the needs of partner city may not be eligible for support under the JCM model project scheme. In this case, flexible mindset should be adopted in considering exit strategies, including the use of other support schemes sponsored by the Ministry of the Environment and project and funds from other institutions. City-to-city collaboration programs continue for 1 to 3 years, and then after that, JCM model project will do 1 to 3 years, and after that, implementing and monitoring, and for 15 years, measurement, reporting, verification. It is what it's called MRV. And introduction of equipment by private companies, additional studies using other funds. Stakeholders involved. The city-to-city collaboration program includes the involvement of municipalities in Japan and partner cities overseas, as well as private companies and groups in Japan that have excellent low carbon technologies and know-how, and companies in partner countries that want to introduce such technologies. Also, the group involved will differ depending on the proposed project to be studied. At the start, the project must include the participation of at least first a private company in Japan, consignee, two a local government in Japan, and three a partner city. Japan to partner city, Japanese government MOEJ, bilateral agreement on JCM to partner countries with the government, and the local government in Japan partnership agreement to local government in the partner city. Companies, survey, and companies. So companies, consulting company, and the researching institute other in Japan. This is a consortium. Role of partner cities and regions. Many municipalities and private companies overseas cannot directly submit the project proposal under the city-to-city collaboration program. However, it is possible for them to take advantage of this program through private companies in collaboration with local governments and private companies in Japan. The following laws should be considered to ensure smooth implementation. It is also important to facilitate communication between stakeholders by making use of various opportunities and tools. The city-to-city collaboration program creates benefits for both parties in Japan and cities overseas. Communicating local needs may result in the project being considered for collaboration in the future. So it is best to be proactive in sharing information between all parties concerned. And preparation stage, share information, structures, submit letters of interest as an indication of involvement in the city-to-city collaboration program throughout the program period. Implementation stage, cooperation with studies, participate and deliver presentation at events hosted by the Ministry of the Environment. Completion stage, follow up with implementing parties as needed in case where projects are developed through the city-to-city collaboration program. Timeline of activities under the city-to-city collaboration program. Also, the period of activity under the city-to-city collaboration program varies depending on the content of the study. This period is expected to last a maximum of 3 years. A timeline of activities for each year is outlined below. The activities described in the blue section in Figure 12 and 13 will be coordinated and implemented by consignees in Japan, private companies, while the orange section indicate field survey to be conducted by all stakeholders involved in the project. In some cases, those involved in project will be expected to participate in the field survey and events to disseminate information. Benefits for stakeholders. All stakeholders benefit through their participation in the city-to-city collaboration program. In the framework of city-to-city collaboration, private companies in Japan can access a wide range of information, develop new sales channels, and build up sales. Municipalities in Japan can create opportunities to achieve their own policies, form and strengthen city networks, boost name recognition, and revitalize local communities. Partner city benefits from learning know-how on environmental management from local governments in Japan, including urban development and climate change policies, and private companies will find it easier to introduce superior zero-low carbon technologies. Advantage for local government in Japan is below: contribute to the creation of zero carbon society, encouraging expansion of local companies overseas, revitalize, revitalize, revitalize the local economy, improve capacity of local staff, expand networks, increasing visibility, and nurture a sense of civic pride. Um, for private companies, increase product sales, use of public support, improve access to environmental information, recognize company position, improve capacity of staff, expand networks, increase visibility. For partner cities, achieve the creation of the zero carbon city at the early stage, create business opportunities for local companies, raise city appeal, improve capacity of staff, expand networks, increase visibility, nurture sense of civic pride. For companies in partner cities, introducing leading low carbon technologies, increase brand power, improve capacity of staff, expand networks, increasing visibility. Differences with general technology transfer projects. In projects that support technology transfer, it is common for private companies to work either independently or with the support of the government agency to conduct activities from field surveys to the introduction of technologies. The city-to-city collaboration program differs from this approach in that private companies work together with local governments. This type of public-private partnership makes it possible to develop projects that are expected to have an even greater impact with the inclusion of policy recommendations to promote the development and spread of the technology introduced, rather than simply concluding with the transfer of the technology itself. In addition, since the city-to-city collaboration program contributes to early zero-low carbon development in partner cities, another feature of this program is considering the measurement, reporting, and verification MRV of its contribution to reducing GHG emissions with the introduction of technology requirements for eligible countries and partner cities. Developing countries are eligible to take part in the city-to-city collaboration program. In line with the call for proposal for city-to-city collaborative projects in fiscal 2019, priority has been assigned to the 17 countries with which the Japanese government has signed bilateral agreements for the JCM. Mongolia, Bangladesh, Ethiopia, Kenya, Maldives, Vietnam, Laos, Indonesia, Costa Rica, Palau, Cambodia, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Chile, Myanmar, Thailand, Philippines, as well as Malaysia. Any city in these countries or cities and regions that have agreements to cooperate with local governments and private companies in Japan may take part in the program. Performance of the City-to-City Collaboration Program. As of February 2020, the City-to-City Collaboration Program, which was launched in fiscal 2013, includes participation from 32 cities and areas in 10 countries in Asia. 14 municipalities in Japan. To date, have been developed from 13 collaborations out of 32 city-to-city collaborations. Participants in high from countries such as Indonesia, Vietnam, and Myanmar. But more participation is expected from cities and regions in other countries in the future. That is Yokohama City and Vietnam Da Nang is an example. Opportunity for collaboration between local governments and private companies in Japan. Projects are often developed for the city-to-city collaboration program under sister city agreement or memorandums of cooperation. However, even if there has been no relationship up to that point, in some cases, collaboration may be initiated through dialogue at the international events. If a city shows an interest, they may wish to consult about participating in the program during an opportunity to meet face-to-face with local governments and private companies from Japan. In addition, The Ministry of the Environment is searching for new participants in this program. Events are also being held, seminar, training, workshop, etc. in Japan to prevent opportunity to disseminate information and formatting in order to promote the creation of zero carbon cities. If interested, please visit the Ministry of the Environment web portal for low carbon development in Asia. For future